Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of the I Didn't Do It podcast. I'm your host Tamia, and today we'll be talking about fatherhood. Today I am joined with my lovely father. How you doing, Dad?
Well, and yourself?
I'm alright. I'm alright. How's life?
Life be life, and life is good.
Yeah, work is good. Everything's good.
Work is
Family good.
good, family
I'm
good,
good.
school's good, you good, I'm great.
Everything's great.
Everything great.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining us on this lovely Sunday. It's beautiful outside. How was the weather coming here?
The weather was odd. It was a beautiful, gorgeous Sunday. Considering
Yeah,
it's October.
it's been a little hotter today, actually.
Yeah, 71
Yeah, I
degrees.
went outside for just a little bit today, and it's actually not too breezy. Perfect Sunday.
It is.
All right, so we're just gonna go right into the main discussion. I have some few questions for you regarding fatherhood. The first question I got is, what made you want to be a father?
I think the greatest value of being a father um, is not necessarily leaving material things behind, but leaving your thoughts, your love, your values. Um, that's something that's a part of your legacy through your children. So that was one of the things, and I think one of the greatest responsibility of being a fatherhood or being in fatherhood is. But honestly, you're not necessarily mentally prepared. I don't think anybody, from a male standpoint, actually is a part of your life that you never experienced before. So with that, is always going to be a sense of fear. You never necessarily ready to be a father. It's just like things just necessarily happen, unfortunately. Uh, but in that moment of unfortunateness, the first time when you get an opportunity to see something that's a part of you, um, smile at you, grab your finger for the first time, wrapped up in a little blanket, smelling like a baby, it changes your perspective. It changes your life. And it's always about the little moments. First time you go to school,
Mm-hmm.
the first time you talk, the first time you walk, seeing you graduate from high school,
Mm-hmm.
um, sharing a moment of graduating from college with your older sister, going to college with you currently at SUNY Empire. We
Mm-hmm.
both going to SUNY Empire. Those are the things that you see the value of being a father is. That's the blessing that keeps on going on and on and on. And that's when you realize, yeah, so that's what I wanted to be. That's what I wanted my life to be a part of. But initially, I was scared. Um,
Of course.
but you're always going to feel, I think
Yeah,
for all
it's
fathers,
something
you're always
new.
going to feel like, and then that's when the flip comes where you realize everything, everything, um, being a father is just truly a blessing.
Yeah. When did you have your first child? Like, what age were you?
Man, I was 20. I was in my 20s. Um,
And to follow up after that question, if you could go back in time and change when you had your first, would you or would you not?
yeah, definitely. Like I said, sometimes you think it's not the best decision in your life, and then through all those little things that I just mentioned previously, that's when you realize it was the best decision you ever made in your life.
So you
Um,
wouldn't go back and change
I
it.
wouldn't
Switch
change
it.
a thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't change a thing. Maybe from a standpoint of just being more present, because sometimes you think your only obligation, not only obligation, but your first obligation to your child is financial responsibilities and making
Mhm.
sure you have food, making sure you have clothes in
Mhm.
your bag, making sure that you are taken care of. But it's just
Yeah.
sometimes it's not sometimes, a lot of times it's more than that. It's about being present. I
Yeah.
think that's the most valuable thing about being a father or being a parent in general is.
Yeah. And I just kind of like touched on this in the last episode as far as even even there's times where you can't even physically be
Hmm.
present. Is the difference between being present and just being there as
Right.
far as just checking up or just like constantly having those calls,
Hmm.
constantly texting, or like you usually do as far as even just sending stuff out because you can't be there,
Hmm.
because it's not even just like the valuables, but as far as what those valuables mean, like because it could be as simple as you just sending me a book. You send me a book with a little message inside of it, and it just had meaning toward it. Just gave the book meaning. because it's just as simple as a book. Anybody could have that same exact book, but you gave it your own personal touch, and in a way, as far as that's just you not even physically being there, but you being there, being present in the child's life. I feel like that is also something that like makes a little difference.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's definitely about cherishing and making as many moments as you possibly can,
Mhm.
regardless. When I say presence, I mean just really being in the moment, like you just
Mhm.
stated. Being able to share quality time, even on the phone,
Mhm.
even through moments of, like you said, reading a book through via miles away from me being there presently,
Mhm.
physically rather.
Yeah, you
Um,
made your presence in your own way,
yeah, exactly. I think
and
I
I feel
think
like
that's
that's
really
really
really important.
important. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
because yeah, definitely. Because some people just can't physically be there, but doesn't mean you can't be there.
Nah, exactly.
Yeah,
There's no excuse in
there's
regards
no
to,
excuse.
nah, not at all.
Um, Another question I have is, how many kids do you have?
And I have three. I have
And what
three
made you have that many
blossoming young
kids?
adults, grown people. Think you're older than me.
Oh, please. What made you want to have that many kids?
um, like I said, it's about you again. You never necessarily prepared for having one, two, three children, four children, whatever the
Mhm.
case might be. But I think every blessing that God bestows upon you is exactly that. Um, so being I'm an only child, I did want to have a big family, and initially was I wanted to have as many kids as I could afford until you figure out like kids cost a lot. Y'all
They
expensive.
definitely do. They definitely do.
um, and again, you want them to be comfortable. You want to be able to provide all the things that they ask for. Um, so it wasn't necessarily a thing about me having three children in particular. It was just um, I your brother's the oldest. Your brothers, you got and then you got sisters. Um, so three. I know it wasn't really a thing in regards to how many. It was just yeah, guys is here, and
Hmm.
I always wanted a big family. That's just more or less it. I don't know if I answered the question correctly.
No, you did. You basically did.
Okay.
Would you want to have any more, or
Um,
you're at your limit
whatever.
now?
Yeah, I mean, your guys are grown now, so I mean,
Still.
I said this in
And
2020. I
I'm
said
sorry, just to change up
sure.
the question a little bit, as far as like, even so, like, even if you were to like go back in time and add another one, like, would you, as far as like, would you be willing to have more than three?
Yeah,
In a
yeah.
sense,
I said,
whether it's now or from the past.
and I'm gonna say the same thing I just said a few minutes ago. Whatever God has in store for me, I'm gonna take it exactly as it is as a blessing, because exactly what you guys has been to me, a blessing. Especially when we share moments like that, that's when I
Hmm.
realized this is exactly what it is, a blessing in my life. So I would never turn down anything. Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't question anything. If it happens, then so be it.
Hmm.
What am I satisfied with the kids that I have? Absolutely.
All right, another question I have for you is, what challenges did you face as a father?
Um, I think I do. I think I still do to some degree. It's about finding balance
Mm-hmm.
between being present and being in the moment, personal growth. Um, again, me and you both going to college right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so and again, I dedicate myself really to everything that I'm a part of, as far as work, as far as being a father, as far as uh, you
Also
know,
being a
yeah,
student,
being a
yeah.
student and all the things that are going on in my life. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just really a juggling act in regards to personal growth, um, 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 work,
Mm-hmm.
and finding time for family.
Yeah.
I don't get an opportunity to spend a lot of time with you guys, but when I do, I really cherish those moments and times. But um, finding that sense of balance has always been a struggle with me, and I still have that struggle.
Yeah. And I definitely feel you on that, as far as like you mentioned, me and you go to the same school.
Right.
So like, even when with me in my personal life, as far as, yeah, I also work, I also am a student. So I understand the struggle as far as even right now. I struggle to even check up on not just other family as far as even my own siblings sometimes because like they're not like just right there. Like just giving them a call, checking up on them, checking up on my grandmother, checking up on my grandfather,
Right.
or even just checking up, saying hi, what's up, seeing how my other friends are doing back in my old school because they also struggling having their mental issues as far as keeping up with classes, keeping up with work, and all that stuff. So it's just I also want to do better on my half as far as also being there for the people who are there for me as well, because yeah, I have my own life, but so does other people, and so does just those little checkups as far as, hey, how you doing? Just means a lot to them as far as that, because you don't know what somebody's going through mentally, physically, everything. So yeah, I definitely think we both got our little challenges as far as that.
Finding that sense of balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I try, and the thing is, I used to be way better at time management before I started, which was funny. Before I even started doing online classes, I used to be way better with time management when I was away in school, when I was doing two jobs, two part-time jobs, and going to class in person, which was really interesting to me to see the the little difference as far as, I guess because I got more, not even more time on my hands, but I feel like, oh, it'll be easier. So, and when I came to realize it's not as easy, it was like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's still the
Yeah. Yeah.
same.
It really is.
So I guess yeah, I gotta work on getting that time management skill back.
Yeah. It's hard. We
Yeah,
figured it out though,
it's
but it's
trial and
hard.
error.
Yeah, it is definitely trial and error.
What accomplishments you achieved as a father?
What accomplishments? I think the biggest accomplishment is when you see that your legacy, your children, not only take value on their own lives, but taking value on others. There was a moment when we had came back from SUNY Plattsburgh, and I think we had took the bus this time, and we had like leftovers, not even SUNY Plattsburgh. I think we were on a college tour, and we
Yo,
had
it
came
was
back
Sunny
at
Oswego.
SUNY
Yeah.
Oswego, exactly. And we dropped off in Grand Central, and we had like leftovers or whatever the case may be. You asked me what I was doing with my food, and I'm like, man, I'm starving, not knowing what you was going to do, and then you wind up giving your tray to a homeless person, not solicited, just on your own. You walked over there and gave this young man some food. I
Funny,
think
I really don't
that,
remember this.
yeah, yeah, like I told you, it's always the little moments
Yeah.
that you try to cherish and take value on. But that is one of my biggest accomplishments. How y'all guys treat not only yourselves but how y'all treat others. Um, and then I could go on and on in regards to the accolades, graduating from high school, going to college, doing something with your life in general, and just being a happy and productive person.
Mhm.
I think that's my biggest accomplishment as a father.
Yeah.
Getting an opportunity to share poetry with you,
Mhm.
seeing you go from math to creative writing and really flourishing in that, and really being 10 toes down in regards to your studies, and even getting into this whole thing with scholarly writing and journalism and poetry and everything that um, creative writing and everything that goes along with it. Just seeing you flourish, I think that's the major or the biggest thing about the whole, about being a father, seeing those things come into fruition.
Yeah, and I think also as far as you being far, which I could really see that idolize, is that you constantly continue to learn. Not like even though you have all your kids, everybody thinks, oh, there's a stopping point when it comes to like education and stuff like that. Like, oh, as far as all your kids is grown, you actually went to school already for a little bit, but you still continue to go to school. You still continue to grow. You still want to learn, like, and they think, oh, as far as kids are like sponges, when they're young, they're like sponges. They soak everything up. But I feel like with you, still had that same energy as far as when you was a child, as far as just constantly trying to learn something new, trying to grab something, explore, whether it's taking on new challenges. You even made a nice project of making a comic book
Yeah.
for fathers to stay connected with the children. So I feel like you constantly exploring, trying new things, just developing, and I just never stop seeing that growth as far as you trying to explore and embrace new things.
That's
So
dope.
I feel like that's also a nice accomplishment that you have as far as just not stop learning, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's something that not many people hold on to, and you should be proud of yourself for that as well.
yeah. Well, I think you appreciate that first and
Hmm.
foremost. That was dope. I appreciate that. Gigi, your great grandmother.
Hmm.
And I think I told you, your sister, and your brother this 1,000 times. She went to college to show your grandfather and his two brothers. If she could do it, they could do it. So I took on that same approach, and somebody actually did it for me. I wanted to change what was going on in my life, and again, we could talk about change until we blue in the face. However, it wasn't just about somebody telling me what change was and me figuring out what change was. They physically had to grab me by the hand and not just tell me, but show me. So,
Hmm.
I take that same approach in regards to your guys. I want to talk about how you could change your life or you could better your life or how you can implement certain aspects in your life. I take that approach not only to show you guys, or not actually not to tell you guys, but to show you guys if I could do it, y'all guys could do it. And
Hmm.
even in the most extreme situation, I took that approach to the point me and your sister both graduated and got our associates the same degree. Yeah, I was the
Hmm.
second in our family and she was the third. You're gonna be the fourth. Um, so now,
Crazy.
yeah.
I already was the fourth as far
Well,
as I got my associates in
actually,
science.
your mother's before you, and
Well,
now you're
yeah.
gonna be, yeah.
But
Now
as
you're
far
coming
as
up right next.
on that side,
Yeah,
yeah,
on this
I'm a
side of the family, you're
because
gonna
I
be
already
fourth.
got
On
my
my side,
associates in science, which I was shook. I was
I
surprised I
told you.
even got that. As far as I wasn't even like aiming towards that, and he was like,
Nah,
"Well, you
get them.
got that."
That's right. Get them. You got it. I know
So
you wasn't
yeah, I was like, I
mad.
was even shook when I got that achievement.
Yeah, but you did it. Most
Yeah.
important, you did it. And again, it doesn't stop. Um, we keep on and we keep on not only you know, putting on but putting out. You know what I mean? In regards to what we do, as far as the effort is concerned, as far
Hmm.
as regards to the accomplishments, it just goes on and on and on. You want better in life, you keep doing better in life. So that's what we're doing.
For sure. Now, one last question I have for you is if you could go back in time and change anything during your fatherhood, what will you change and why?
Mm. I wouldn't change anything. I love your guys. I love the direction of things is going. I don't believe in losses. I believe in wins and opportunities to learn. Right? Quote that was said by Nelson Mandela. Um,
Hmm.
every opportunity, big and small, is an opportunity to grow, even in the most extreme circumstances. Um, we all done that. Y'all guys done that. I've done that, and that growth continues, like we just talked about.
Hmm.
So, if I do I have any regrets? Absolutely not. Uh, we all want things to be better. We all want
Hmm.
more, but I'm very appreciative of the things that I have. Truly.
Yeah. And I feel like even some downfalls that we did have, as far as we just learned from it, it's not that we more so regret it, but it was just like a stepping stone. It was a learning stone. So we just took it and just grabbed the positivity from it instead of just focus on the negativity. So I definitely say yeah, I wouldn't have changed anything either. So before we end up this episode, any questions you want to ask me?
Ooh, yes, actually, that is.
Hmm.
What and how, or how would you define what fatherhood is or looks to you, from your perspective?
That's a good question. Being a father, I don't even think of, oh, you have to help as far as you have to be that 50% of what that child is. Like, as far as even though you may not actually be that child's father, you can still be a father to that child. As far as their stepfathers,
Mm,
there's godfathers. Those are all still considered fathers, or even step-up dads. Now people say, as far as some people just taking over that father role because their father, their actual father that had helped make them, isn't physically there or can't, or just either whether he passed away or just can't physically be present, and they still need that like father figure in their lives. So I feel like when it comes to fatherhood, you don't have to actually be that 50% of who what made that kid. It's just as far as you being that male role model to that kid and to help make sure that kid is good, whether it's financially, mentally, physically, just being that father figure that that kid possibly needs, or actually all kids technically need that father figure. As far as, yeah, mothers could do it, yeah, fathers could do it by themselves, but it's a difference when you have both. So I feel like when it comes to fatherhood, it's just being there for that kid whether it's yours or not. So I think
yeah,
that's
that's
what
dope.
makes up fatherhood.
Yeah, I like that. Actually, that's what I was expecting you to say. Good answer.
Any other questions?
Nah, that's it.
All right. Any advice or tips you want to give to current or future fathers?
Oh man, I wrote this down. Hold on a second. I gotta go to the text. Hold on. Fatherhood isn't about being perfect. It's about being present, like I said, showing up even when you're tired, unsure, scared. It's about being consistent. It's about love. Um, it's about everything that you put into your children and the energy that they give you back. Um, it's about not being afraid, like I said, to apologize or admit when you're doing something wrong. Being vulnerable teaches your kids strength and empathy. Most importantly, enjoy the journey of it all. Like I said, do the good moments, do the so not so good moments, do the learning moments. But it's about the moments and being able to cherish those moments within those times and just taking the time to just slowly sit back and take a deep breath and really absorb it all. I can't remember exactly who said it, Benjamin Franklin, Ford, but it was something along the lines that I think I said this to you before. You live your life one or two ways, as in as in everything is nothing. You know, uh, we breathe air, we walk, we see, or you look at life as in everything is a miracle. Seeing butterflies, bees, uh, when their bodies are not constructed to hold the weight that it holds as a bumblebee. Being able, like I said, to breathe, being able to talk. You don't think about these things until you compromise when you're not able to walk, when you're not able to talk, when you're sick. Just appreciating the moments and the times that we share together. And that's what you do with your kids. Um, make everything a moment of being able to really take time to really enjoy those times and moments when you
Mhm.
have those opportunities because not all of us have. Nobody's promised tomorrow. We lost a lot of family over the years, and I think it's just very important to make as many moments as you possibly can, make as many memories as you possibly can. The time y'all guys went out to the Caribbean, to Antigua, the times y'all guys went to travel to what was it, DR? Where you guys going?
Mexico?
Mexico, yeah, there you go, Mexico.
Like,
I know some Latin country I want to go into, but again, just taking the time to really enjoy each other in different sceneries and
mhm.
different places, and making everything a moment and a special memory. Uh, I think that's the most important thing about being a father and being a part of a family and being able to give and be able to receive and be able to do all the things that fatherhood, motherhood, and family is all about.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, share, and comment. Actually, comment down below what you think about fatherhood. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next week. Bye.